Hello and welcome to the webinar for elementary scheduling. You can access your Tyler SIS Quick Sheets for further assistance in learning how to do elementary scheduling in the system. Documentation is accessed under the question mark icon on every Tyler SIS screen or through the web portal documentation located at www.tylertech.com/client-support under the heading of documentation. Please note that Quick Sheets are continually updated as Tyler SIS evolves and grows. We suggest printing necessary sheets a day or two prior to each webinar or training session. Please refer questions to your district SIS coordinator. Coordinators can email sisk12help@tylertech.com for more information or call the number located on the screen. The Quick Sheets are located in the folder titled Site Level Setup Elementary. You will want to review the Quick Sheets, Elementary Scheduling by Class, and Elementary Scheduling by Student. Our agenda today includes how to create homeroom subjects, create subject groups, verify your site settings, create sections, schedule students, and print class rosters. We will begin by creating homeroom subjects. Click Management, District Level, District Subjects Enter Selection. Since we only want to look at elementary subjects, enter an E in the subject code and then press Update Display. Click the Edit icon next to the kindergarten homeroom. Ensure that the homeroom box is checked on and verify any other settings as appropriate for your district. Click Apply to save any changes and arrow to the next subject, or click Done to return back to the menu. Review all homeroom subjects in your district subject list to make sure the homeroom checkbox is checked. In addition, make sure each subject needed for attendance, report cards, curriculum, and state reporting are created, such as math, science, PE, and art. Note on the district subject list that you can see that the homeroom has been checked on for some of these homeroom classes in the HR column. If you would like to have a separate number for self-contained special education classrooms, you may, but it is not necessary. The next step in elementary scheduling is to create subject groups. Do this under the Groups tab here in District Subjects. Subject groups can be created at either the district level or the site level. If you only have one building for a particular grade level, then it really doesn't matter which place you create your subject groups. However, if you have multiple sites for a grade level, creating the subject groups at the district level saves you the work of having to recreate the groups at every site. For our example, we will create the groups at the district level. I have several groups already created, but I still need to create a new kindergarten group. Click the Create New Group List button. Type a title in the description field and make sure Subject Group, not Selection List, is displaying. On the right side of the screen, scroll until you see the elementary subjects, and then click the kindergarten homeroom to select it. Click the arrow in the middle of the screen, which will add the course to the subject group. Repeat this until all kindergarten courses that are offered at your school have been selected and are on the left side of the screen. Click Done when all subjects have been selected. To review your course selections, click the View key. Do not include teacher plan times in the groups. This list is what the students will take. If you accidentally select a course that you don't want, click the Edit button. Click on the topic and click the Remove button to take it off of the list. Again, click Done to save the subject list. Once all lists have been created at the district level, they can be adopted to the school. I will return to the home screen And we can see that I've already selected East Elementary for the upcoming school year. If you need to select a different school, go to your Actions, My Login Site Year, and then select the appropriate school from the future year. If you do not see the future year listed, see your SIS coordinator. Now let's click on View Maintain, Site Class Sections, Subject Groups and Selection Lists. Initially, you won't have any groups in your site unless you rolled them over from the previous year when creating your new year. To copy a list from the district template, click on the button, select it from the district list. Repeat this process for each group by clicking Copy from District Templates and clicking the Select icon for each grade level group. Once the groups have been copied to the site level, you may click Done. If you have added any new subjects in the district subject list that are offered at your site, click View Maintain, Site Class Sections, Subjects and Sections Show All. Click the Add Subject button and select the newly created subjects from the district list. If the new subject should be part of a subject list, you can edit your site subject group list and add the new subject to an existing list. Now that we have completed our subjects and groups, we want to make sure that there is one section number per roster. So let's go to View Maintain, Site Class Section, Site Sections Show All to review all of our classes. You can click on Teacher Name if you prefer to sort by teacher name. All classes without teachers will be at the top of the list. Check your site sections to be certain your teachers are properly assigned, keeping in mind that the section identifies the teacher or room. In each grade level, we will associate all subjects taught by the teacher with the same section number. Let's change our sort to Subject. By clicking on the subject header, we have resorted this grid in subject order. Looking at this class section for Deanna Cody, we see that her section number is section number 1. Therefore, kindergarten, homeroom, language arts, reading, spelling, math, science, and social studies, and all other courses associated with Deanna Cody's homeroom should have section number 1. When we get to special subjects, such as art and music, these students should also be in section 1 of art and music. Section numbers may be repeated for each grade level because the subject numbers are different. I will change the sort to the abbreviated title. Notice in first grade that we have 4 sections of homeroom. To go with it, we have 4 sections of every other first grade subject. You may create as many sections as needed to accommodate all classes for each grade level. To create additional sections, we must be on the Subjects and Sections Show All screen. To create additional sections, click the Add icon next to a subject on the Subjects and Sections Show All screen and enter the fields for period, teacher, room number, max size, and any other fields needed in your building. It is important to note here that we recommend a separate period for each class the students will be taking. Click Done to save and return to the subject list. To view all the sections that you have built, you can click the Expand Row or the plus icon next to the course to see all the sections that have been built. Please see the Elementary Subjects worksheet located in the District Level Course Setup folder for an example of this setup. You may use this Excel worksheet yourself to determine your periods and section numbers before you begin your setup. To delete any extra sections that are not needed, click the trash can icon on the appropriate row. You may first be required to put it in edit mode. When creating sections, you may leave the teacher field blank and use a different screen to assign the teacher to many sections simultaneously. We can return to the menu to View Maintain, Cite Class Sections, Assign Teachers to Sections. Enter criteria to display the appropriate classes and select the teacher from the drop-down list located above the teacher column. For example, I can ask for AR to look at all art classes. By pressing the display, all art classes are displayed on the screen. If this teacher has left and a new teacher is taking over all art classes, I can go to the teacher column and select the new teacher's name, and then click the Assign to All Displayed Sections button. This replaces the old art teacher with the new art teacher for every art class all at once. Be sure to press Apply to save your changes. You can also choose the Select button if the teacher is only teaching specific classes. Once you have clicked Apply, you may enter criteria to display other classes and continue this process. You may also use this screen to assign special education teachers to co-taught classes or to assign substitute teachers. Next, we want to verify our system settings. Click Management, Site Level, Site Settings General. Place it in edit mode for easier legibility. Verify that settings for elementary scheduling are set appropriately. If you allowed TylerSys to auto-assign students to classes, you have the option to use balancing criteria, such as gender, to ensure classes have an even distribution of boys and girls or other criteria. Let's now go to the data grid. We'll go Home, and then using our favorites shortcut, we will go to the Student Data Grid. We'll click on the first icon to get all active enrollments. And then we can pull in a data field such as Elementary Aptitude. Click the Elementary Aptitude field and then the Add button to select it as a column to display. Click the Done button to return to the data grid. I can use the Global Replace feature to give all students a base value and then edit individual students to other values as needed. Under Actions, select Replace Values in Selected Column. The Elementary Aptitude is a field we can use this Global Replace feature. I can type in the new value, or I can select it from the box. I click the Replace. I verify that I want to replace all values. And when I click Done to return to the data grid, the values will be updated. You can then click on an individual student in edit mode and replace the value for individual students as needed. When you have finished correcting all these values, click Apply or Done to save your changes. Once this step is complete, the next step in the process is to schedule students. We'll click on View Maintain, Random Scheduling, Elementary Class Roster Scheduling. We will begin by looking at manually scheduling students to rosters. If there are a few students that need to be assigned to a particular teacher, I can assign them first by clicking the Select icon for the appropriate teacher. I could choose to add one student at a time, search for that student, select them, and add them to that teacher. I can also choose to add many students at a time. I can choose to show all active students or only a certain grade level. As I have selected a kindergarten homeroom, I will choose all kindergarten students. By clicking Continue, the list of students will display. I can click which students will be in this teacher's homeroom. Note the statistics at the top of the screen that will help you with balancing male and females in the class. When I have made my selections, I can click Done to add those students to this teacher. Click Done again, and I will return to the screen where I can now see that I have enrolled 3 students in this room and the male-female ratio. I can repeat this step for the next teacher. Select the class, add many students, and this time I could choose the option to show only selected grade without a teacher assigned. Click Continue, and the only students displaying are students who have not yet been assigned to any homeroom teacher. I can click to select these students and then Done, Done again, and we can see that I have the 2 elementary kindergartens balanced with 3 students each. Next, we will discuss automated scheduling. This feature allows the system to determine which students are placed into each roster. Click Auto Schedule. Click the checkbox for each homeroom in which you wish to schedule students. You may schedule a grade level at a time or the entire building. For this demonstration, I'll check these boxes. After marking the homerooms, click the Balance Rosters By tab. To select additional balancing criteria, click the Modify button, and then scroll down the list to select the field you wish to balance with. For example, I can select the IEP, click the Add button to add it to my balancing criteria. To remove any fields, highlight the field and click the right arrow. Once you have your field selected, you may prioritize your balancing criteria by highlighting a field and using the up or down arrow keys. Click Done. If you have manually assigned students, click the box Do Not Auto-Schedule Students Who Have Existing Assignments. You then have the option to do a preview run in order to view the results of the current setup without actually affecting student schedules, or go ahead and assign students to classes. I will assign students to class. Click Start Report to view the students placed in each homeroom as well as other subjects associated with that homeroom. The report displays each subject and teacher, the students' names, grade level, as well as the results of the balancing criteria. This report may be used to print homeroom rosters for your teachers. However, there are other reports we will examine later as well. Click Done to return to the Auto Schedule screen. You can now see the statistics for the number of students in each semester and male-female ratios. Class sizes are affected by any students who were manually assigned. You may now manually move students to a different section in order to maintain class sizes. To do this, click Done to return to the manually scheduling screen. Select the class to which you want to move students. If you click the button to add many students, you will see the student's current teacher. Check the student you would like to add to this class, and then click Done. Click Done again to return to the statistics screen. The classes are now rebalanced. Let's go to a student's course assignment screen in order to see the class and teachers. We'll check out Jace Pearl. We'll click on Student Links, Course Assignments, Schedules. We'll search for the student's name. And you notice he was assigned appropriately to Deanna Cody's class for all the regular classes, and then to the PE, music, art, and other support teachers appropriately. Notice his homeroom teacher's name displays in his header row. This may be used later in the data grid to run customized reports and labels. As new students arrive throughout the school year, you may want to return to the elementary class roster scheduling screen in order to assign them to the appropriate roster. By returning to this elementary class rostering screen, you manage class sizes as well as class statistics. And the homeroom teacher is automatically assigned upon completion of this step. There are some other options on this screen. For one, you may print a teacher directory from your Actions menu. Click Actions, Print, Print List of Teachers and Rooms. Click the Start Report button, and a list of the teachers and their rooms displays. This is a simple list of each subject number and title, the periods to which the subjects are assigned, the teachers, the room numbers, and the number of students. Click Done to return to the elementary class rostering screen. We will now examine the other options for printing rosters. Highlight the roster or rosters you would like to print. I'm holding the Shift key to click and choose the first grade rosters. The rosters we will be printing are custom rosters you design, selecting the desired subject and student data information. Click Actions, Print, Rosters for selected classes. The information on the left-hand side of the screen will display at the top of each page. You could highlight and move fields to the right if you do not wish to display them. For example, I can remove the days. Click Done. We will select the first line and click Continue to Selection. On this screen, you may select which information appears with the students' names. I'll select the number of medical alerts and add it to my options, and then I will click Done. The report displays showing the section information and the student information for each homeroom teacher. Keep in mind that teachers may print their own rosters from the My Classes area, using the Display Rosters icon and Column Selection icon to display the columns they need to see. Before the start of school, you will want to run an incomplete schedule check in order to locate any additional students who have registered but have not been scheduled into classes yet. Let's go look at the incomplete schedule report. The incomplete schedule check report is found under Reports, Student, Incomplete Schedule Check. Be sure to check on one or both semesters, and make sure the periods displayed ensure that the students have been assigned to all periods of the day. Click Start Report. The report will display only students who do not have a complete schedule and only the periods that they are missing. You may return to the elementary class roster scheduling screen to address the students who need schedules. In my example, since we're on the future year and all students have not yet been scheduled, this report is quite long. We will click Done to return. To review, we began by making sure the homeroom subject option was clicked on for each homeroom subject in the district subject list. We then created our subject groups at either the district level or at the site level. If you create them at the district level, you will need to pull the groups down to the respective sites. Review your site sections to ensure there was one section per classroom per subject. We then looked at scheduling students either using automated scheduling or manual scheduling. And after scheduling is done, you can print your rosters. This concludes the webinar covering elementary scheduling. Tyler Syst documentation can be found under the blue question mark icon on every screen or through the web portal at www.tylertech.com/client-support. District Syst coordinators, please feel free to email questions to our support team or call the number on the screen. Thank you for participating in today's webinar.